This is Gino Robair from GearWire. I'm here at the Grammys, and I'm sitting with Phil Ramone. When you're at home and you don't have a surround system, it's automatically downsized to 2. And what are the issues that you have to deal with? I mean, you don't really have a control over that. It's really basically the set-top box or the television.
Well, originally when we started with the 5.1, if you want to get into that technology, we had a Dolby system, of which I'm listening to. I've got my headphones on that, listening to the speakers, listening to the 2 mix. That, when it goes to, when the network, CBS used to put that mix out too. But the networks have decided that a 5.1 mix is what they want, and the conversion boxes should work the same as they do on top of your TV. If the standards are met, those are the critical words. You're talking about a lot of people across the country who maintain these boxes. If it was as easy as pushing 2 mix, 5 mix, or surround 2 mix, the 2 mix is, for me, is as critical as if I was broadcasting 20 years ago, trying to get that stereo image when speakers were hardly a part of the TV set. Then they became better. Then for a while we were into the people putting, those that had cables would put 2 speakers left and right of their TV. As I always describe to the manufacturers, it would be so nice if you guys figured out a decorative way in which the women in our life will say, oh, that's okay. Because otherwise it looks like game show heaven, you know, when they come in, they see all the guys sitting there on the couch and we're playing the Wii game or something, and you go, that's okay because it comes through the TV set. But if it didn't, I don't think we'd have that game. And I think that's the next part of our generation, the change in the flat screen world, will be not only the plasma, but a 3D situation. Not that you asked me about the future, but the future is absolutely here. And if you don't think that Avatar as a movie has excited the 3D, I mean, it's been trying for 40 years, you know, since I was a kid. My God, you know, we used to go and wear those glasses, but it was a great effect. That, alongside of what the audio has to be, it has to be as exciting, and must be, to the home person. The home theater, call it that, in any which way, or it's your home and your office. You know, I keep saying to manufacturers, it's so critical, whether it's a 7, a 9, you know, the new iPad or iPod or whatever they're going to call it this week, has to have the integrated system. And when you do, then you can watch a movie that's really exciting and feel the subwoofer, feel the energy of the picture. You know, people spend a ton of money making those, and great for if you're going to the theater, but sometimes you can't go to the theater. So if Netflix sends it to you, it sounds like I'm plugging them, but it's a smart move. You want to show your kids something, and I think we are so on top of, or almost there, to make that a more guaranteed delivery system. Delivery system is everything for me.
Our audiences, you know, are music creators and technologists, and they're just trying to figure out what are the delivery systems, what's new. And what's interesting about the Grammys is that you really are at the cutting edge of what's doable, although it may not seem that way when you're watching this show. It just comes off as bands playing, but when you're behind the scenes here and you've got redundant trucks with surround systems and double Pro Tool systems and tons of auto, you know, gear and MADI systems and all that kind of thing, it's pretty astounding. And I mean, it's the technology of all the people and coordinating. So I think it's interesting to tell our audience what really goes on behind the scenes to make music exciting in the various mediums and what's coming down the pike.
Well, the Grammy logo, for me, was the one that 15 years ago or something, I kept saying, if we don't lead the pack, and, you know, love the Academy Awards, love all of the TV Academy Awards of their own. But we should be the technology kids, so that I mean, when we switched to HD, when we switched to the 5.1 system, we were ahead of the curve. And I keep saying this, if we don't present a great music show, everybody should share that. please take all the knowledge and do it on the next show. Because when you see a person on the Letterman or whatever show you're watching, it should sound astounding. You know, we don't have a retail record business anymore, but we do have a visual, and we do have this. And the minute that the MP3 changes its mind to get to sound like something, so the earbud either works better or the audience, otherwise we lose a whole generation. Kids from 10 to 20 have gone with the change. They've thrown out the CD, they've thrown out the tubed TV sets, they just were born in a different time. And when they ask me a question about something that's in a circle that plays, you know, if it wasn't for the DJs and the clubs, they would not know anything about where it came from. So we're on I've got the car in third and pedal down to let's make it feel good so that other companies, other productions, who knows where the next set of audience comes from, but they'll be highly selective and they'll choose what they want. The audience in the world now doesn't just work on a schedule that you say from 8 to 10:30. Well, I'll be home at 9:30 and I want to watch the Grammys. So it's there for them. You know, the Golden Globes, whatever your favorite music show where there is music. And I think the encouragement is to make music palatable, great to hear. It's an excitement, you know. In the old days, you used to sit with your stereo and crank it and have a few friends over, or yourself. I totally believe this is what we are into. And I think it's great because the enthusiasm, and from the Academy's board of directors and the trustees, I mean, this is why we're here. That's why we have an award for it. And we've even won one. You know?